Hi! I was ecstatic when I got the call to be a part of a MrBeast video. I couldn't believe that I was going to be featured in one of the most popular YouTube channels out there, and I was determined to win. The challenge was grueling, but I was up for it. The rules were clear. Be the last one to leave the box and you win a whopping $50,000. It was going to be tough, but I knew I had what it takes. The first few hours were brutal, but I hung in there. I was determined to see it through, and I had my sights set on that big prize money. As the hours turned into days, I grew more and more confident that I could outlast the others. But then, things took a turn for the worse. Suddenly, the rules were changed and my heart sank. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The prize money was no longer $50,000. Instead, we were informed that we had to split the winnings between all the remaining participants. I was shocked and disappointed. I had worked so hard and sacrificed so much only to be cheated out of the prize money. I felt like I had been robbed of the opportunity to win, and I couldn't understand why the rules had been changed. To make matters worse, the other contestants had formed a pact and were determined to kick me out of the box. They started making it harder for me to stay inside, and they were using unfair tactics to push me out. I felt like I was being ganged up on and discriminated against, and it was clear that the others had formed an alliance to ensure that I didn't win. I was so upset and frustrated that I considered quitting, but I didn't want to give up. I wanted to win fair and square. Despite feeling robbed, I decided to let it go and not make a fuss about it. After all, it was still a great opportunity to be part of MrBeast's video, and who knows what other exciting things could come my way in the future. But as I was leaving the studio, I overheard one of the crew members talking about how they had already chosen a winner before the challenge even began. It turns out that they had picked one of their friends who they wanted to give the prize to and had rigged the competition in his favor. I was absolutely livid. Not only had I been cheated out of the prize I had rightfully won, but the whole competition was a sham. I couldn't believe that MrBeast, who I had always thought of as a fair and honest YouTuber, would allow something like this to happen. I immediately approached the crew and demanded an explanation, but they simply brushed me off and told me that I should be grateful for the opportunity to be on the show and that I shouldn't expect to win anything. Feeling betrayed and angry, I decided to share my story on social media. I wanted the world to know what happened to me. However, I was nobody and everyone didn't care. After about 1 month, my post started to gain a little publicity. After that, the MrBeast team contacted me and told me to delete my post, for which they would give me $5,000. I agreed. While I appreciated the gesture, I couldn't help but feel like it was too little, too late. The damage had already been done, and my trust in MrBeast and his crew had been irreparably shattered. In the end, I learned a valuable lesson about the dark side of fame and fortune, and how even the most well-intentioned people can be corrupted by power and greed. But I also learned the power of speaking up and fighting for what's right, no matter how big or powerful the opponent may be.